Johnny, special guest.
We do indeed have a special guest. It is an honor and a privilege to have this man on stage with us. This man is the fourth generation. We are speaking with none other than Mr. Henry Ford III. Your great-grandfather is the man responsible for all of this.
He is. And this is unbelievable. This is a wonderful show. And yeah, Henry Ford is my great-great-grandfather, and my father's Edsel, and it's just it's a real honor to be here. So much enthusiasm for Ford, and it's a phenomenal show.
It's interesting to me as I considered you coming up earlier. I thought, if your great-great-grandfather could have, even for a moment, understood the world-changing dynamic that he was about to embark upon, I wonder, would that have changed the course of his decisions?
I don't know. It very well could have, but I think he would be. I think if he were here today, he'd be really happy. I mean, this is. I just love the passion out here and the enthusiasm and I mean, he always felt that for his vision was bringing cars to the masses and bring performance to the masses, and it started with the Model T and it continued with the 32 and the 49 and all the way down the road to to the Focus we have on the road today. And I think a great collection today too. Actually, I mean, I'm really pleased with the breadth of the cars out here. I mean, everything from 32s to I think there's a couple people brought a Probe out today. I mean, yeah. I haven't seen a Probe in a while.
Yeah, that's been a little while ago. Well, here's what I think is fascinating, and this speaks volumes to your character. You're 29, correct?
31.
Oh, you're 31.
I'll take 29 then.
Okay,
that's
29.
good. Yeah.
But you were teaching at a school, correct?
I was a teacher for a while, yes.
Okay. So, and here's the interesting part. Did you not recently, or are you still involved in some type of an internship at Galpin Ford?
I was, actually. So I came out, I started working at Ford in 2006, and I worked in labor relations for a couple years, and then I worked in purchasing, and then I think at sort of that point I realized I needed to go back to school and get a business degree. So I left to get my MBA, and between my first and second years, I had the summer off to get an internship, so that's when I came out to work at Galpin, and I think at that point I really wanted to sort of better understand how the retail side of the business worked, and so I, talked to my dad, and I was like, listen, I think I sort of want to sell cars for the summer and just sort of see how that works. So we said, well, the best place you should probably go is Galpin out in California. So, and my parents have known the Bachmans for many, many years, and so we sort of asked if I could come out and do that, and they obliged.
I'm sure they were very receptive. Can you imagine having Henry Ford ask if I could have a job? Yeah, you're hired. You're definitely hired. But that speaks volumes to your character. I think it really does. I mean, here's a young man who really, for all intent and purposes, I mean, you come from, well, look at the pedigree you come from, yet you're still interested in helping young people by being a teacher. You're still interested in the academic part of society, still interested in furthering not only your own knowledge, but those people around you. And we just don't see that a lot. Many people, and I hope I don't get in trouble here, but many people would maybe have a bit of a snoot kind of an attitude, whereas you seem to be a heck of a down-to-earth kind of guy.
Well, I mean, I guess you can compliment my parents on that one, but yeah, I mean, I think when I was growing up, I like to think that I had a pretty normal childhood, and my parents, always said from the beginning, do whatever you want to do, but work hard and do the best you can. And so I think I knew I always wanted to work at Ford, even from a young age, but I got interested in education when I was in college, and teaching was something that I really wanted to do for a while, and I loved it, and I would love to go back to it at some point, maybe down the road, when I got closer to retirement. But I love working at Ford. I love the people there. We've got a great team, and it's a fun industry to be a part of.
What's fascinating, and let's not forget all you Ford lovers out there, Ford is one of the only company on the domestic side that did not receive,
correct,
nor did it need any bailout money. Now, you spoke a few moments ago, exactly, spoke a few moments ago about being interested in the business side. Clearly, the business end of Ford. Now, we're out here enjoying and we're admiring, the finished product, what comes from the business side, but obviously management and upper management is doing something right.
Well, I mean, I think we got really lucky when Bill Ford went out and found Alan Mullally, and he has done a tremendous job, and he's the neatest guy, totally down to earth, but at the same time absolutely brilliant. Great job. He's done a great job of really kind of turning this company around and getting everybody working together, and his sort of one Ford strategy is really paying off. And for a long time, Ford was a global company from dating back to the 20s and 30s. We had offices in Asia and Europe, but it hasn't. He's sort of been the one that's really been able to leverage all those different assets, and the company is in great shape right now, and we're just really lucky. He's done a great job, and we have a great team. Our entire leadership team right now is really doing a wonderful job, and I'm just really proud to be a part of the company. It's a fun place to work.
Folks, we are speaking to Henry Ford III. This is the great-grandson of the originator of this company that we're here celebrating today. It's fabulous to have you on stage with us. It's funny to me because you finished up your internship at Galpin.
Yep.
So now moving forward within the company, are you the heir apparent?
I don't think so. I mean, to be honest with you, that's not something I think about a lot. I'm just so happy that Ford is where it is, and and we certainly have a long road ahead. We have a lot of competitors out there who are also building great products, and it's going to be it's going to be a battle for who knows how long. Sure. So I don't know. I will work at Ford for as long as I'm still welcome, and I just I love working at the company, and it's a lot of fun, and we have a great team, and so I'm not going anywhere, but. I just sort of at this point I'm still just learning a lot about the business, and it's just it's a fun career. The automotive industry is always changing, always evolving, and it's just a lot of fun. So I just sort of take it one day at a time.
So you actually sold cars at a dealership?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And so somebody said, "Hey, that's pretty funny. Your last name's Ford," and you said, "You don't realize how really funny that is."
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's like the greatest thing I've ever heard right here, folks. That is fantastic. And to hear you say internship, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I walked around with a little name tag that said Henry Ford III on it, just like everybody else did. And I think
there's that crazy kid over in the corner again.
Yeah. No, literally. I mean, I would meet some people, and I think they thought that I was,
needed lithium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's got issues.
Had his lithium tablets.
That is outstanding. Yeah.
Were you successful as a salesman?
I did. I sold.
Good.
I was on the floor for probably I don't know, maybe about a month or so, and I sold 6, which is average. But in my defense, I will say that I was there in July of '09. Which, as you guys probably remember, was the month before Cash for Clunkers was announced, and so that was literally the low point. And actually, I remember Mr. Bachman telling me that in the 50 years of Galpin being a car dealership and under his ownership, that was the single worst month they'd ever had at the dealership was when I was there selling cars. Now, I hope that's just a coincidence. I hope that wasn't my fault, but so it was. I remember it was a rough month that summer, though.
Share with us, while we still have time, share with our listeners, and you've attracted quite a crowd, Henry. Talk about one of your most memorable experiences on the floor. Someone just didn't believe that you were Henry Ford, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that certainly happened. I had one couple that came in one afternoon, and it was I don't know, it was sort of late at night, and to be honest with you, I'd been there all day, and I hadn't sold a thing, and I was just tired and cranky, and I wanted to go home. And this couple comes in, and you got to be polite. You got to go up and introduce yourself. What can I do? How can I help you? Try and build that relationship, build that trust, and they look at me, and I have my little Henry Ford III name tag on, and the wife just sort of looks at me, and she said, "What's wrong with you, kid? Are you serious? Are you trying to play a joke on us?" And I said, "No, ma'am, I promise you, I'm Henry Ford III. I'm working out here selling cars at the dealership." And she said, I don't know, she said something like, it's not very nice to play tricks on strangers. And they left, and they turned around and left the dealership because I thought I was lying to them. And I wasn't. I was just, trying to sell cars.
They immediately called Mr. Bach and let him know that you got some nut job on the floor with these lithium tablets.
I think they actually did, and they actually came back the next day. And unfortunately, I wasn't working that day, so I couldn't see them. But they were very nice. They just thought
they came crawling in with their humbling, "We're not worthy."
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's a fun story. Folks, we've been speaking with Henry Ford III, the direct descendant of the man responsible for this entire celebration that we have here today, Henry Ford III. Henry, it has been a treat, a privilege having you on.
Thank you.
Today.
It's been great.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Being part of a Horsepower for an hour.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Man.
Thank you.
Thanks.